As we have seen how a record class can be created in Java, so now it's time for us to use the record class that we have created. So according to the email processing, now we have to make use of this email record, which is an immutable data carrier class, and we need to replace the way we use the email DTO to email record. But as we can compare that email DTO was having too many number of ceremonial codes, as you can see here. So it carried almost 90 plus lines of codes, which got reduced to just 7 to 8 lines of code. So that's the style of record that we have right now. So we need to replace the email DTO object to an email record object. So going to the email processing, so what we are going to do right now is wherever we have used the email DTO object, that's going to be replaced with the email record object. So firstly, let's start from the parameter of the send email method, where we are going to use the email record. And so here we are going to use uh, the variable name also as email record, and we are going to use the email record variable to validate its emptiness. Now you can notice that we are ending up with an error here. So the reason we are facing an error here is because this particular record object or the record class by itself doesn't carry the get version of getter methods. That means we don't have the getter method for a field called getBody like this. So we don't have that kind of the naming convention that's been followed in the record. So as I already stated that we don't have this prefixing standards to be used by the record for declaring an getter method. So if the field name is going to be a body, then the getter version of method name will be just body. So what we have to do right now is to just replace this getBody method to the exact getter version of the record. So if we just go ahead and say record dot, you can see the body method comes in, mail cc method comes in, mail from, mail to is all getter methods, but they don't prefix it with get as such. So what we need to do here is just pull in the body method, and the same has to be used here as well. So we're going to use the email record, and in the email record object we are going to use the body again. So this is the change that we need to make while we are using the record style of class. So scrolling down again, we need to use the email record here, email record, and let's place the variable name to be as email record again here. And now what we are going to do is finally replace this email DTO to email record. So now we have done the tweak around on the existing snippet of code with replacing the email DTO to email record class. So let's go ahead and run this application and see what the output would be. So the output stands the same. It says email sent, just to ensure that the mail works intact. So that's the body that we have given, and it's not empty. So it gets into the if and prints the statement of the email sent along with the email body. Now the interesting part here is, as I stated, this record class is not just going to carry only the fields, but it's also going to carry the ceremonial methods like toString methods, hash code, and equals method. So what we are going to do right now is to just test that version, whether we have such the toString method internally bind it to this email record or not. As physically we cannot visualize them, but still we need to notice that if we have such method in place to this record or not. Going back to the email DTO class, the immutable data carrier class was having a toString method which we have given this explicitly, But right now, coming to the email record, we don't see any such kind of a method, but implicitly such method should be existing inside this record class. And that's what we're going to test right now. So let's go ahead and say sysout statement. And there what we are going to do is we are going to use the email record object. So here I'm going to call the toString method. Yes, of course we have a toString method upon this record class, but physically it's not present, but implicitly the toString methods are placed on the record class. So let's go ahead and execute this right now and see how the output is. So as you can notice that we have placed the sysout statement, and because of that sysout statement we are getting the values of the object which is converted to a string. So the email record is the object, and we have the mail to, mail CC details, and mail from details. So all these are happening because of the similar kind of a toString method which is there present inside the email record. Here we refer it to an email DTO where it prints all the mail recipient details. But coming to the email record, physically there is a presence of toString method which also does the same style of code, and that's a reason that we are able to get the output to get printed while we are printing the object exactly. So here we are trying to print the object and calling the toString method. Upon calling the toString method, it does the job of converting the object into the string version so that it gets printed accordingly.